Hey guys, Logan here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys another 2019 movie review. This time I'm going to be reviewing Point Blank, the Netflix original film, action thriller film directed by John Lynch and starring Anthony Mackie and Frank Grillo. So in this movie, Anthony Mackie plays a nurse named Paul who is forced to spring a wounded murder suspect named Abi, played by Frank Grillo, from the hospital when the man's brother kidnaps his pregnant wife and wants to make a trade. I watched this movie yesterday on Netflix, and I must say that I'm not particularly too crazy about it. This is the type of action movie we've seen before. You know, the buddy cop type action movie with two guys, two different personalities, going off on each other while also trying to survive and be bad guys and stuff like that, or basically save someone from certain bad guys and stuff like that. This is the type of movie that we have seen before. The story is very familiar. The action for the most part is pretty familiar, as well as the characters here that are fairly disposable, to say the least. Most of them, I would say. There are only 2 or 3 characters, I would say, that are actually kind of fun to watch, I will say. Mainly Frank Grillo and Anthony Mackie. Both of them made pretty solid performances, and they both shared a chemistry between one another that actually made this movie worth watching on Netflix. The back and forth banter that they both shared while they also try to escape from certain police officers, as well as some certain bad guys that were coming after them, and stuff like that. I mean, their chemistry is what really made this movie shine. Anthony Mackie plays a nurse that tries to be all conservative and tries to do the right thing and do things in a very mild manner, whereas Frank Grillo is all about, taking risk and just do whatever it takes, no matter the cost type of guy. And just seeing both of them go off on each other for certain reasons and different reasons, it's just flat out hilarious and so fun to watch. And the actress who played the pregnant wife to Anthony Mackie's character in this movie actually was fairly decent. She made a pretty solid performance, has a pretty solid acting, and actually does things in this movie that you normally haven't seen a pregnant female do in most action scenes or action movies like this. This woman actually tries to confront and try to beat up bad guys and dirty cops, even when pregnant. I mean, she actually goes out of her way to do things like that, and I kind of respect that. And let's talk about most of the action in this movie. There's nothing particularly amazing about them. In fact, I expect the type of action scenes that this movie actually gave me. We have had action movies that do certain scenes like what this movie has presented before. So the action scenes here, most of them are just nothing new, and nothing special has been talked about them. However, I will give it a pass mainly because I'm a huge action movie buff, and I tend to let go of the fact that this is a very familiar action movie with a very familiar story and concept, and most of the familiar action sequences throughout this film's entirety. And so I give it a pass because of the fact that I am an action movie fan, a huge one. However, it still doesn't take away from my overall negative thoughts on this movie. There were certain things that I do not like, particularly the main villain. She was so one-dimensional and so weak, and it's just kind of laughable that this movie gives us a villain quite like this. Her trying to, cover up the secrets of her being a dirty cop, and that she actually kills one of her own fellow officers, and sometimes one of her superiors and partners and all that stuff, and try to cover her tracks and try to make sure that nobody knows about it. And most characters in this movie are particularly and fairly disposable. There's nothing that you find about them that stands out to you outside of Anthony Mackie's character and Frank Grillo's character, and kind of the pregnant wife to Anthony Mackie's character. Just nobody else in this movie that you particularly care about. So overall, this is not not the type of action thriller film that I would want to watch again. I gave this film a try. I gave this movie a shot, and then the final product of this movie, I will say, is just not really my rally. Not really in my rally, to say the least. If you have nothing else to do, and you just want to watch an action movie that you want to be entertained by, this film will do it for you, I will say. I'm going to give Point Blank a Silver Medal of Honor. So anyway, guys, that is my review for Point Blank, starring Anthony Mackie and Frank Grillo. Before I let you guys go, I want to let you know that your boy is on TikTok. I just started on TikTok about more than a week ago, and I even posted my first 2 videos on there already. If you want to follow me on there, search for my username, the Logan Battles, on TikTok, and follow me there, or just simply go to the link in the description below so that you can go on there and follow me on there. I will have my next 2019 movie review for The Farewell up later this week, so stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it that like button to click, and if you'd like to see future videos from me, make sure to press up there to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon so that you'll get notified about my latest videos. Have a great day, and as always, fight the good fight.